Oklahoma quarterback, John Mateer, is going to miss about a month after suffering a broken bone in his right hand in Saturday's win over Auburn, according to ESPN Pete Thamel. The Sooners announced Mateer will undergo surgery, but did not disclose the details of the timeline of the injury or a timeline for his return. This is as Oklahoma moves to 4-0, is right now looking like a potential top 10 program. I had them number 1 in my rankings. They're number 7 in the AP poll, number 10 in the coaches poll. I had them number 1 because of their resume to this point with wins over Michigan and Auburn. And truth be told, this is sickening because this is such a story. A guy who transferred to Oklahoma, revitalized the Sooners with the air raid under new offensive coordinator Ben Arbuckle. Mateer and Arbuckle played together at Washington State. They are now bringing their system to Oklahoma, and they were rolling at 4-0. These are the type of stories you love in college football. And Mateer gets hurt. I can't stress how much I hate this. Now, here is the good news for Oklahoma. Look, here's the bad news, good news. Bad news, good news. Bad news, he's not playing against Texas. That's what I hate the most. I love the Oklahoma-Texas rivalry on October the 7th, and John Mateer is not going to be there when they play Texas. Good news, and this is good news, by the way. If there was ever a time for John Mateer to get hurt in the season and have to miss a month, he picked the right time. Oklahoma has a bye this week. They play Kent State the next week, so they're going to win the next 2 games. Then they get Texas, which they're probably going to lose. Okay, that's fine. You know, you hate that they're probably going to lose it, but they do get Texas. That's 3 weeks gone right there. Now, they have to visit South Carolina on October the 18th. They have to visit South Carolina on October the 18th. That is going to be a tough game. That's their toughest game. However, it comes down to this. Can Oklahoma win one SEC game without John Mateer against either South Carolina or Ole Miss? If they can, they might be able to still have a path to the playoff. Now, let's say they beat South Carolina without Mateer, which could happen. Because, by the way, guys, as we're talking about this, while Mateer is hurt, Lenora Sellers is playing hurt, and he might not be ready to go for South Carolina. So if they can beat South Carolina without Mateer, and then Ole Miss comes to town, they could hopefully have Mateer ready to go for Ole Miss, and then they host Ole Miss, visit Tennessee, visit Alabama. Alabama's after a bye. We don't know how long they will be ready to go. How long they will be though. But I'm going to say this: Oklahoma visits Tennessee on November the 1st. Bank on it. This is brought to you by Commercial Bank, member FDIC, Life Made Better. John Mateer, regardless of whether or not he plays, is not going to be 100% when Oklahoma plays Tennessee. And because of that, and this is bank on it, Oklahoma is no longer a threat to Tennessee this year the way we thought they were before yesterday.
Commercial Bank is your neighborhood bank. What makes us different from other banks? We understand that every customer has unique opportunities, challenges, and financial concerns. We don't expect you to fit into the same box as the next person or business. Whether it's purchasing a home, saving for your child's future, or planning for your next vacation, we're with you every step of the way to navigate life's big decisions. Commercial Bank. Life made better.
Oklahoma at the start of the year, I already had that as a circled win for Tennessee. I just never saw them going into Knoxville and beating Josh Heupel in Tennessee, particularly with the way this offense is now. However, Oklahoma was looking like they had revitalized their offense and saved Brent Venables' job with John Mateer and Ben Arbuckle with the way they were running things. John Mateer not fully healthy changes this completely. And Oklahoma already had, I still didn't consider them a big threat in Knoxville because, again, Josh Heupel at home against pretty good teams. Unless you're playing Georgia, he's flawless at home, as we're seeing. Oklahoma now they have no shot at beating Tennessee. And I'm going to make that the poll question, by the way, with John Mateer hurt. with John Mateer hurt, does OU now have any shot at Tennessee, even if he plays on November 1st? Okay, that's how we're going to phrase it. Yes and no. You guys let me know. Yes and no. With John Mateer hurt, does OU have any shot now at Tennessee, even if he plays on November the 1st? I don't think they do. I think that is a lock win for Tennessee. Now, I'm saying this before September is over. There is no chance that Oklahoma is going to beat Tennessee in November with John Mateer hurt. And again, if he's expected back in 4 weeks, Tennessee game is about 6 weeks away. And we're talking 4 weeks from the surgery. So 4 weeks from the surgery, by the way, because right now it is, let's look at the actual date. 4 weeks from the surgery, we're talking is today's September the 24th. So October the 1st, October the 18th, October the 25th. Okay, it's October the 1st, October the 8th, October the 15th, October the 22nd. October the 22nd would be 4 weeks from today. And during that time, Oklahoma is going to play Kent State, Texas, and South Carolina. 5 weeks from today, 4 weeks is optimistic. 5 weeks from today, they will be gearing up to visit Tennessee because they play Ole Miss after the 4th week. They will be gearing up to visit Tennessee after 5 weeks from today. And John Mateer is expected to potentially optimistically be back in 4 weeks. That does not mean 100%. And if being back in 4 weeks is your best case scenario, being 100% in 5 weeks is borderline impossible. So I thought Oklahoma already had an uphill battle to face Tennessee, and it's now really an uphill battle. My guess is Michael Hawkins will be the starter for Oklahoma now going forward. Michael Hawkins, to his credit, he's only completed 1 of 3 passes for 33.3% of his for 5 yards. So it hasn't done much. But last year, he actually did see a lot of action, and he's a dual threat quarterback. Ran for 204 yards for Oklahoma and completed 63% of his passes for 783 yards, averaging 6.5 yards an attempt. He was better than Jackson Arnold. Michael Hawkins, as a recruit, to be fair, it's not like this kid doesn't have talent. He was a 4-star recruit, and Ben Arbuckle was a great offensive mind. So I think he could still be good. I think he could still be a very good quarterback, and Oklahoma could still be very good. But the fit for John Mateer's offense specifically was always going to be for Ben Arbuckle's offense, was always going to be John Mateer. And not having John Mateer is it's a problem. It's a problem. So I don't think OU has a chance in hell of beating Tennessee in Knoxville on November the 1st. I didn't think their chance was that good anyway. And now I'm certain that their chance is that they have no chance in hell of beating Tennessee. So it's very, very, very unfortunate. I don't like seeing these things happen. Now, when you talk about DJ Lagway being hurt and in a walking boot, and Tennessee might face Harrison Bailey in Florida at the end of the year, that's a different story. DJ Lagway hasn't played well. They're not good. And Florida's not good. But Oklahoma was competing for a college football playoff spot. And this is just the type of stuff you hate to see. It's like, it's like the NBA Finals this past year when in Game 7, the Pacer star Tyrese Halliburton suffered a severe right Achilles tendon tear in the first quarter, and then now he's going to miss all of this season. It's like there feels like such a damper when stuff like that happens. No one ever likes winning that way, and it looks like that's how Tennessee is going to beat Oklahoma, because John Mateer is not going to be fully healthy, and Michael Hawkins is not going to be good enough in this offense, particularly to beat Tennessee. That's kind of the issue. So, again, sad story, but Michael Hawkins is out for a month due to injury, and that eliminates a potential threat to Tennessee.